But this is a huge test for Argentina, relegated from the Volleyball Nations League in 2018, third in the Challenger Cup. This year just gone straight to Thompson. Start, was there a touch? Absolutely not. So impressive. Still in college, University of Cincinnati, John Thompson getting many plaudits from her own teammates. How she's adapted to the senior team. Remember, 30 points in the VNL finals, or 33 against Brazil. Thompson shot down. Carlini has gone there. The opening 2 points for Eshko. Argentina, deja vu from yesterday as Bulgaria took an early lead as well. Pass leaked a little bit too much to the right-hand side. Blocker gets across well as well. 4 aces for Maya yesterday. Also Paula Nizitic served 4 as well. And Courtney puts the ball on the plate. Larson. Free ball. Opportunity knocking. Another error from Thompson. Maybe some nerves. First time that she started in front of Andrea Drews. Just over-rotating with the upper body. What a start this is. 4 aces yesterday, but straight to position 6. Another ball to the outside, finally. The USA are rocking and rolling. Carlini keeping Jordan Poulter out the team, but also Carly Lloyd and Mika Hancock. 2 fantastic setters who aren't in this squad. Overpass, hammer, Robinson pops up, jack in the box. How good has Kelsey Robinson been over the past 2 days? He's played libero for the last couple of seasons, but now Karcher's got Robinson back where she belongs, plays as a wing spiker, just joined Fenerbahce from the Kif Bank. Turkey, one of the best leagues in the world. Rodriguez from position 2. Victoria Maya, the setter, has been in the middle of everything for Argentina the last couple of days. Gonzalez, good passing, free ball, another opportunity here. They've done their homework, Argentina. Bulgaria were really successful when they stayed high and looked to go over the top of the USA. And Courtney caught very short. Over the top of Robinson. It's not the biggest wing spiker. Robinson at 188, but she's in the team because she's smart and she passes well, stable, but she has got unbelievable hops, so she still gets up as high as Hayley Washington, the middle blocker. Both spike jumps of 307. Through this time, Carlini plays overhand defense. Flustered touch from Dixon. It's happening again here. Bulgaria yesterday took sets 1 and 3, USA 2 and 4 to set up this dramatic tiebreak. Challenge system was used over and over again. There was an outrageous bit of footwork from Bulgaria. That's great handwork from Washington on time. The good thing about that is that for the USA, they're using the middle. That means the pass is into a good zone, and it's going to allow a more open game on the wings, more gaps in the block. The middles are going to have to hold now. Lozcano, that game yesterday was almost the upset of the last few years. Nizitic for Argentina, who got relegated from the Volleyball Nations League 2018. They couldn't bounce back. Canada took that Challenger Cup spot, so they will be playing in 2020. Argentina will have to challenge again with Bulgaria, who got relegated from Volleyball Nations League. The USA won the Volleyball Nations League, which is why it was almost such a shock that Bulgaria were going to come here and do the USA over. But Robinson left on the bench yesterday. No way was she going to be left on the bench today. Michelle Barch-Hackley, Kimberly Hill, two outside spikers who would almost get into any other team in the world. Great scoop. Governor from the left side goes through. Oh, Argentina! Fighting for everything. Slide does well to try and take the middle blocker one way. A little bit late getting out is the captain, Lozcano. The USA have found some rhythm. Better late than never, that's for sure. How good is Jordan Larson in those situations? Both times having to create something from nothing, really. Both attacks out of sorts. Passing good from Argentina. Pipe attacks open. Hello. Fresh go. Over the last 2 days, has made a name for herself. Plays in Hungary, the opposite spiker. It's a shop window for some of these players as well. New contracts. Chance to impress. Karchkarai leading his team talk as we have a look at the round robin results so far. That Kazakhstan-Argentina game, this last one here yesterday evening, but that USA-Bulgaria game beforehand was an absolute thriller. Both teams have beaten Kazakhstan. Fairly routine for the USA on day one. Fizzed the ball around. Carlini was very impressive, running quick, especially out of system at times as well. Good from the USA. Passes fast, in system, in rhythm. Carlini is a wizard from those situations. Flips the back set, 7 or 8 meters on the slide, just puts it on a sixpence piece for Hayley Washington. Wide enough to access the line, beating the blocker all day long. Watching through the net, Jordan Larson. Lini goes back to Tori Dixon now, who's on the front court. Battling away, Argentina staying high, Rodriguez. Again, they're just doing the same thing. They know the USA are going to be really quick with their middles as well. And Argentina aren't the quickest team in the world at running their offense. So staying high and going off the fingertips is a shrewd idea, or hitting sharp angles. Fast passing from Robinson. This is the USA. They play so much quicker. Their rhythm, their tempo is to try and outrun the blockers from the other team. Larson, you said yesterday there was some worrying times. Making sure lightning doesn't strike twice. And Courtney just plays so well back there. Started out as a wing spiker. Played at Penn State alongside Hayley Washington and Isha Hancock, but it's all about Larson at the moment. Has left ex-Jakubasi this year to go to play in China, as is Michelle Barch-Hackley. Could be a good decision for the USA in the build-up to the Olympic Games, as China's league finishes a couple of months earlier than the rest of Europe. Less games to play as well. USA take the lead for the first time. The crowd very happy about that one. Robinson, who for Fenerbahce will play for the Serbian coach Terzic. Tip cover, Thompson, who's in the team to score points, also showing how good she reacts and contributes to the team in defense. Ah, and then she makes the block. No wonder everybody turns towards Jordan Thompson and celebrates. Never give up out there. Firstly, on the floor, giving everything. Secondly, penetrating, making a kill block, scoring the points. That's close. No challenge, though. Kelsey Robinson fires long. Played it in the basket, as did Jordan Larson. Dixon dug. Gonzalez reads the game, just sees the body line of the middle spiker and just tucks in a little bit, taking a more central position. Now Thompson from the left side, going around. Thompson is really starting to impose this game. Courtney as well, to be fair. Thompson almost into the advertising boards. Took a while for Jordan Thompson to warm up, but she is starting to cause some havoc. It's a great read from Courtney, sitting in based on what she sees with her eyes. Marcelo Silva celebrating like his team have already won this one. Thompson turning into the new go-to for the USA. Annie Drews during the VNL. It's been all about Thompson this last couple of days. Off the shoulder, Freshko beats down on the USA. This is a very similar start to this game as we saw yesterday. Typical fashion, the underdog raising their game against the favourites. Don't speak too soon though. Tori Dixon with the serve. It's played in China for Beijing. The bike motors, but it doesn't matter about Dixon. Thompson is scoring again. From the left, from the right, making digs as well. Staying really high through the block. To the outside, two in. Washington and Thompson. Nizitic this time. You have to, again, give some credit. Nizitic has played in Turkey, Germany, and Italy as well, the best leagues in the world. Again, it's the height on the swing that's causing problems. They're not trying to hit steep here, Argentina. They're trying to make it difficult for the blockers. Error from Robinson, that rarely happens. Back, all level again. Challenge coming our way. We go to Hawkeye. The best eye in the sky for volleyball. Challenge. Kajkarai, widely considered the best that ever played the game. Assistant coach to the women's team in 2012, but then led the team to their first World Grand Prix gold medal in 2015. That was on home soil as well. On my heart. But the biggest one for Karch so far, as we have a look at the challenge. No touch this time. But Kajkarai leading the team to a gold medal at the 2014 World Championships in Italy was huge for the USA. There he is, Kajkarai. Larson passing off the net. Thompson hitting the USA out of trouble. There's a net touch somewhere. 1 point for the USA takes us to the technical timeout. It's not bad from Argentina. They're stacking their defense on the angle, that's for sure, against Thompson. Don't see her hit so much to the line. That's because our arm swing draws from right to left, comes through the body. Doesn't matter when you're 6'4" and you hit as high and as many different angles on the cross-court as Thompson does, though. You don't always need to go to the line. So super high, Freshko off the hands. It's happening all the time. The USA have to be disciplined in their blocking. To the seam. Sitting in the seam is Elena Rodriguez. They certainly have done their homework to make digs. It's another one as well on the slide attack. Sublime work from Rodriguez. She's shifting all the time, watching where the set goes, shuffling around, sticking to the game plan. You can see Silva on the side, barking orders. What a rally this one is. Larsson goes wide. How many digs from Argentina? Smiling. But they've come here and they really mean business. Sitting on the outside of the block. Great chase from the libero. Once again, trying to use the hands. Larsson fires wide. 32 seconds almost. If every rally is that long, we will still be here when the Olympic Games starts in a year's time. Corny, aced. Second technical, Argentina are leading. This happened last night, Bulgaria. Just couldn't shake them off. They're in the lion's den here, Argentina. And they're the ones that are really roaring. They really are. The roar very much through their actions, digging everything. The intensity is certainly there. The Americans spoke a lot about complacency before this Olympic qualifier. If you look along the groups, this is almost, when it comes to the teams in the group, maybe the easiest pool of them all for many, but that certainly hasn't been the case. No bad team in this competition. Robinson, high off again. Fizz the outside, Mayer, closed out slightly tight. Nizitic turns around to the setter, wants that adjusted. Carlini brings us back to 16-all. Fed under a bus there, Nizitic. Jumping into the angle, Larsson. Staying alive, the USA, free ball. Back set's been seen. Once again, Larsson getting a touch on that one, slowing it down, but it's another free ball. This is scrappy from both sides. Speed to the wings, looking for the hands. Argentina is short. Challenge. Nizitic, you can see there, she had no intent of hitting that ball on the floor. She was purely just looking for the hands to hit up and off. Pointing away. Decision went their way. Tight. Makes it tough for Carlini. Second time of asking, slightly easier, in a better position. Larsson gets tippy on it. Just Jordan Larsson all over. Creative. Finds multiple ways to score in this game based on the situation in front of her at the time. How fast the ball is. In system, out of system, 2 blockers, 3 blockers, always changing. That's why being smart and making decisions is such a key component in this game. Thompson fires on the angle, waiting for it though. Huge from Argentina. They are really showing their worth here. the USA. Back in system. Slightly fast, but that doesn't really matter in this game. That's the name of their game, is to play quick. Dixon hammers the line. Great speed from the USA. The quicker you play, the more difficult it is for the blockers to track the game, to get out. Difficult to set up, difficult for the defense as well. More siding out though from Argentina. They don't know when to give in here. Herrera on that slide attack. Slide attack is when the middle blocker goes behind the setter to make sure there's a spiker from each wing to open up the play. It's not seen in the men's game as much because they use the backcourt attack from the right side of court to try and balance out the play, but something we might see in the future in the women's game, that's for sure. What we do see sometimes from the USA is Jordan Thompson scoring points, and she scored another one here. We also do see her hit the inside 10, which is a sign of where the game is going in the women's as well. 10 attack, the backcourt attack from the back right position of court if you're new to the game. Incision Carlini pops it up. Someone has to take some responsibility though. Good cover again from Victoria Mayer. From the outside, fresh goes Doug. This one is turning into another epic hit. Carlini, they've dumped the free ball on the setter to take her out the attack. Someone then has to step in to set the ball, and the game is slower. And when you set too tight, you've got Tori Dixon, Jordan Thompson, waiting for it. Argentina are going to have to keep this ball off the net. Yes, it's difficult with the bump set for sure. Always drifting on. The 18-year-old Victoria Mayer needs to bring that one a meter or two off the net to give Fresco some options. Timeouts. USA in charge by 1. Motivating others around it, Kelsey Robinson. The crowd alive as well here in Bosnia City. Larson with a good serve on the knees. Victoria Mayer sweeping to the line. It's a great read from Larson. She went quite late. Hammer on the angle. Doug from rear zone. Another block. Jordan Thompson. It's a monster block from Thompson, but Larson sees the body line of the spiker, makes the read, releases, then it's Thompson, makes another one for the USA. Argentina making some substitutes, still just one behind. An ace, something similar, would go down an absolute treat here. Antonella Fortuna has been brought in to try and serve that ace. Low on Courtney, they're very much rushed here. It's a great softer swing to the line from Robinson. Big damage off the net band. Free ball, Larson steps in, Thompson. The difference out there. 6'4", so high. Just goes over the top of the blockers. They'll be trying to press in the space as much as possible, but there's a mismatch there against Nizitic. Should just go over all day long. Second timeout from Argentina. The USA coming good at the right time. Good timeout from Argentina, the celebration clear from the coach, just breaking the rhythm of Tori Dixon, the concentration as well. That short serve, that's still quite a fast one to the centre of court, causing all types of trouble for the USA. Look at what's happened here. 2 in a row, Larson compromised, and Argentina are back to 22-all. Rare error from Thompson, but that ball's caught far too inside on it. Loses all of her height because she's leaning in the air. The cat is amongst the pigeons again here. Race to 3. Great timeout. What a play. Herrera, the middle blocker, he's going to be liberated off them. It's just made a fantastic dig, but second time Thompson. As soon as that ball's drifting across her more, it's in her hitting window. She has her height. She will not be hitting the net. Ouch. Strong swing, but it's high to the perimeter. Just can't play defense on that. Vizitic with a fine pass. The front court receiver, but Carlini, the setter, with the block to bring up set point for the USA. 2-point swing for the Americans here at crunch time. Challenge requested from Argentina. Karchkarai looks puzzled. Was there a net touch? No way. Set point, USA. Thompson, still at college, University of Cincinnati, doing her college and the NCAA. Very proud today. Freshko, that ball's caught inside as well, misses the sideline. And for the USA, they've taken the opening set. They've done what they couldn't do yesterday against Bulgaria. But Argentina will be feeling confident after that opening set display, because from the service line, well, they disrupted the rhythm. The likes of Larson, Robinson and Courtney, who are one of the best service reception teams at international level. Karchkarai will be slightly relieved. But there's still a long way to go. The USA, 25-22. The opening set. Well, it's the start of a job well done from the USA. If they win tonight, they're going to Tokyo 2020. Some great shots. A very entertaining opening set. Here are some stats for you. 25-22 USA. More spikes from Argentina. There's a turn up, more blocks as well. That's also pretty fascinating as well. I'm sure. Have to double check those ones. USA service placement, they have a habit of going after the front court receiver at times to make it difficult for them to keep all three spikers in the game and also take one of the hitters out of the offense. But this is more spread out, some to position one, making it difficult sometimes for Victoria Meyer to use the middle, challenging her footwork to keep all of those options open. Argentina, well, their service placement from 6 to position 1, and that short one that's floating around in front of the platform has caused Courtney and Larson a few problems. Well, China, the gold medalists from Rio 2016, qualified through today. That's confirmed. So confirmed. It looks like a similar 6 here for both sides. Carlini will get us underway. So much depth just in the setting. Carly Lloyd, Misha Hancock to name 2, and then Jordan Poulter on the bench. Kachkai really does have fabulous setters at his disposal, and that's a fabulous set as well. But Argentina just pinging around in defense. Is another great read, just sitting in on the Tep Frischko. She saw that really early as well. Robinson sitting back, probably filling the seam. 3 in the block. No angles. Credit to Elena Rodriguez for getting across and stopping Jordan Larson hitting across at the face of the court. It's a job of getting 3 blockers in. No hitting angles. It's also difficult for that blocker getting across from position 4 to do the blocking, to penetrate and keep a really good line on the spiker. Elena Rodriguez has got Argentina off to a flyer here. Nothing we haven't seen before, exactly the same as the opening set, to be fair. Argentina had the better start. USA have started slowly in both games over the past 2 days, to be fair. Out of system, no middle attack. You don't really need a middle attack all the time when you've got Jordan Thompson at 6'4", who can hit the USA out of trouble. And at times it's what they've missed as an opposite spiker, where other countries like Italy have Paola Agonu, Serbia have Tijana Boskovic. USA now have Annie Drews and Jordan Thompson. Bosh. Thompson hitting from 1 meter off the net. Coach Marcelo Silva has a few things to think about here, how to silence Jordan Thompson, because she has been phenomenal so far. Again, out of system, 3 in the block, but she just stays so high. Argentina not in the same airspace there. Similar story, because Argentina don't always play quick enough to open up gaps between the blockers. They have to be really smart trying to hit up off the fingertips. Larson goes long. I think I speak for every volleyball fan in the world when I say we'd love to hear what Kachkai is talking about there. Secret missions for Kachkai, more points for Robinson. Could be an inspired decision come Tokyo to have Robinson in the team as a wing spiker as opposed to a libero. She's influencing everything at the moment. Stable, solid. Tori Dixon with the serve. Luca Akimodeo, another middle player who's currently pregnant at the moment. So misses out on this Olympic qualification, gives other players a chance. Mizetic. It's clear to see that Argentina are playing similar, they really are, to Bulgaria. This time off the hands of Jordan Thompson. Perfect from Larson. Also good blocking, tracking that one out, keeping the line on the spiker. Good dig. Two in the block on Freshko. And Courtney reads it so well. What a rally. Quick to the wings, trying to outrun the block of Washington. Second time lucky, Mizetic. The question here is not if Argentina are good enough to maybe take a set. It's just a consistency. At times, they have their elbows out at the table, fighting for their space against the world's elite. But can they keep this form up and go 1-1? So far, Thompson, the top scorer with 9. Rodriguez, the wing spiker for Argentina, with 6. It's Thompson to serve, who's been setting the world alight in the NCAA. 6.27 kills per set. Some record at a very good level, playing some defense high. Never easy playing defense above head height. Some big players moving at club level for the USA. Lauren Carlini, having won the Champions League with Navarra, moving to Dynamo Moscow. Megan Courtney, the libero, heading to Navarra from Bergamo. Corey Dixon undecided. Haley Washington makes another play. Was there a block touch? This might tell us. Absolutely not. Mika Hancock taking over from Carlini at Novara. Trading one American setter for another. Great feet from Carlini, running the game with ease. Mary Lake, the libero, leading the cheers on the side. Carlini just whipping that one back. You can see Lascano takes a step to the right-hand side to try and release towards Larson. And that's really good from Carlini to flip it back on the pipe and open up that gap between the two blockers. It's not really bad work from Argentina, it's just great setting from Carlini. Super spike. Haley Washington releases on that slide. It's more golden work from Carlini to set this slide from almost 3 meters off the net, but also for Washington to just steer that back to the line. Also not easy on the shoulder or the arm. Now the errors creep in. For Argentina, we go to the first technical timeout of the second set, with the USA leading by 1.
Virtually none, which means all of our pin blockers can be better and have to be better at shutting down their lines. Turn the ring, wrap your hand around it, and make them pay.
USA! USA!
Make them pay. Message out there. In other games, Russia have pulled it back from 2-0 down and 22-18 down in the third to take it to a fifth, and they're leading Korea 3-1. I mean, it would be an incredible upset to see. Astonishing. Korea beat Russia in Russia to qualify for the Olympics. Serbia 1-0 down against Poland as well. Keep an eye on that one. The world champions, Ognjenovic setting Boskovic. They're down to Poland, who are just going to grow over the next few years, you feel, in the women's game, like they have the men's. Smarshek, the opposite. Looks like the real deal. The Netherlands versus Italy just beginning as well, and what should be another ferocious tie. Point to the USA. Spiking error this time. Jordan Larson, the point goes the way of the USA. No, it doesn't. Sure, the referee's hand went out towards Argentina there. Looks as if it's blocked out. The question is whether it took a touch off the Argentinian captain, Lozcano. Feisty player in his time, Kachkarai. Phenomenal athlete. In or out on the block. You can see very clearly for yourself the ball is out. Lozcano will now go back to serve. Plays in France for Saint Raphael. Dixon. Six is doing a great job there on that slide attack. It's a sharp, sharp play from Argentina. It's unfortunate for them, but every time Dixon goes on that slide attack, Six steps round and really sits on the body line when it turns. It's not the first time that they made digs on that slide play. Better speed. They play a lot quicker to Alina Rodriguez than they do to Nizitic at times. Another one for the USA. Remember, they've never lost a set. Competitive international volleyball to Argentina in the world's top events. That would include the likes of the Olympics, World Championships, Volleyball Nations League. Timeout, Silva, trying to rally the troops.
Ahí convencida, como está haciendo alto, pero acá, vamos, hey, el error que podemos cometer es dejar de jugar, dejar de pensar en el tanqueador y jugar, jueguen.
Underway again through Carlini. Back on the front court receiver. Front court setter, so they're serving the front court receiver to really take her out the game and limit the options of the setter. It's working well for the USA. Good from Larson, staying high herself. Back on the front court receiver again, something we're seeing more often than not. Was that one over? No, point to Argentina. Just running down the front of Larson. Serving the front court receiver with a front court setter. In the men's game, when you have a 10 attack, you have one more option running the slide in the women's game. It's a real good way to serve and destruct the opposing team and take all their options away, but that's a super spike. Kelsey Robinson, again, just turning the ball back to position 1. Two in a row, Kelsey Robinson. First one, the arm swing goes through the ball. She draws it to 1. And she just shows how good she really is. Drives through, 2 in the block. She's got good awareness there. A little look at the court. Works away from the body line. Physical, powerful. USA looking good again here. They've had a great run. Larson serving. Robinson, a hat trick, 2 kills. And a massive block as well, pressing, hands drop inside. Good lines, good press. Could be curtains here for Argentina. They need side outs too high, 2 in the block again. More errors, the wheels are well and truly falling off. Technical timeouts come around for the second time this set. It's USA that lead by 7. Funny that Thompson still with 9 points, hasn't scored for a while, but second top scorer of the game now, Kelsey Robinson, 7 attacks, and that 1 block. It's been her that's coming to the forefront of this one for the last 5 minutes or so. Argentina qualified for 2016 in Rio through their continental qualifiers. And for those teams who don't qualify through this route, the 6 teams that win their pools across the globe this weekend, they'll have to go back and try and qualify through their continent. That's something that the USA really don't want to do. Dixon with another point. If you think about how competitive, especially the European side of that continental qualification is going to be, the loser of Italy and the Netherlands will be in that continental qualifier. Potentially Russia, the loser of Poland and Serbia as well. Germany confirmed to be in there. Turkey are confirmed to be in there. The European side of things is going to get very, very gritty. Teams will want to get this job done as soon as possible. Dixon trying to really just work that one away from the body, but it's difficult because she's so square on. But Robinson, 13 on game day 1, 19 on game day 2. Through the seam, horses for courses. Kelsey Robinson, 1 to the line, 1 on a sharper angle, and 1 through the seam. Every time the situation is different. Kelsey Robinson and every player that ever plays the game of volleyball. Dixon, his father played 13 seasons in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings. also married former college basketball player Josh Johnson. Just a couple of months ago. It's been a good summer for Dixon, established in this team as well. Seven points, the difference. It's a long way back here for Argentina. There's one, though. There's Kana. Stays strong. Just looks like she's reaching back late to position one. Showing a gap or making a read on the body line of Washington. Middle blocking is such a difficult task to be able to watch the setter, the opposing middle hitter, the pipe attack, the release of the setter, and also to try and get out to the wings to double stack. Different types of middle players. You've got your scoring ones in offense, you've got your quick middles to get out and double stack to make it difficult for the opposing team. The middle blockers will not be doing any blocking if the serves go the wrong side of the serve line or the baseline. Six-point game. Larson overpass. Oh, caught maybe in about 10 minds there, Nizitic. Didn't know whether to keep that ball on her side. She made the commitment really early that she was going to go with the hammer. Mistracked the ball flight. Ended up going with almost a cut shot. Doesn't matter how that scoreboard progresses for Argentina. They just want to get their way to 25 as quick as possible. Back on the front court receiver. Chases on again. 2 up. Wonderful from the USA. They're serving and they're blocking, working in unison here. Once again, serving straight down the line, trying to make it difficult for the passer to create angles into 2.5 with their platform. This time to the inside, once again out of system, 2 blockers for sure. This time the block slows the game down. Larson all over that one. Thompson, it's also Rizzo. Incredible defensive play. Larson playing tip cover. Thompson shut down. Some rally that one. That's what the crowd came to see. Thompson, who hasn't scored for a while. Larson. Thompson, it seems like she's been on 9 points for a long time. Larson scores her 6th of the game. Split in the block means the seam is open for Jordan Larson. Front court. Receiver served once again. Bulac just gets really jolty and stiff on the reception. With one comes 2 for the USA. Their serving has been a game changer. Flat, fast, difficult to handle. 2 will do it for the USA to go 2-0 hit. Robinson steps in, takes it away from court. Larson just brushes the ball, wrist away, wrong side of the sideline. Now it's the USA who are out of rhythm and system. Thompson again hammers the angle. She hasn't hit many to the line, just relying on her height once again. Thompson now having to set the ball, just flips it out to Larson. A calling head for the USA is Jordan Larson. So experienced. Olympic silver in 2012, Olympic bronze in 16. Larson now is the third top scorer of the game with 8 points. Robinson and Thompson with 9. The USA have multiple set points to go 2-0 and put another foot into the Olympics, this time next year in Tokyo. It's good blocking from Thompson, covering everything. They have lots of spirits here, Argentina. Thompson having to really get her skates on to get out to position 2. Great cover from Rizzo, bumps at the outside. 2 blockers, more good cover, but it's the USA that go 2-0 here in Louisiana. The flags waving away for the home fans. Larson, Robinson, Thompson, top scorers in this game. It looks as if United States of America, at this moment in time, will be heading to Tokyo 2020. The Olympic bronze medalists from Rio take the second set here, 25-17. USA lead 2 sets to 0 as we have a look at some highlights. A great performance from the USA. Well, set number 2 went the way of the United States, who need to win here to guarantee their place at the Olympic Games. 25-17, 12 spikes to 10, 2 blocks to 3 and 1 ace. The average spike height of the USA almost 10 centimeters higher. Having a look at how the ball has been thrown around by Carlini, 36% out to position 4. That means 46 to the right side. That's mostly Jordan Thompson, apart from the odd rotation when the wing spikers are hitting from the right side. It just shows how highly they think of Thompson. Underway, set 3, Larson, Carlini, Robinson linking together. Great passing from Jordan Larson. Puts it in the perfect spot for Carlini, who's on the right side of courts already. Robinson does the rest. First time that the USA have won the opening point of the set in this. The third set so far. Robinson, 2 from 2. now the top scorer in this game with 11. So good. Robinson kicks out, good approach, faces cross court, arm comes back to the line. Makes it very difficult to block, showing one thing, going the other way. Blocking as well. Thompson very much in the game with Dixon, working really hard. She's out the attack this time though. Larsson is not out of the attack. Carlini is incredibly good. And when the ball is passed towards position 3, 3.5, to just drop it back, losing the blockers. Larsson will take the plaudits, but Carlini should take some too. Rodriguez makes her first point, and Argentina's. And Russia have come back from 2-0 down to beat Korea 3-2 in Russia to qualify for the games. Incredible scenes there because Korea were 22-18 up in set 3, and they're also winning in the last set as well, 9-7. They've thrown away 2 leads. Korea with Kim Yong-kun, but back to this game. Hawkeye is back in business. USA leading by 4 points to 1. Marcelo Silva looking puzzled. Kachkarai looking menacing. Kachkarai's former assistant Jamie Morrison, now the head coach of the Netherlands. Huge game in Italy here. No touch on that block. Serbia have just come back level with Poland as well in Warsaw. Good work from the blockers from the USA. Thompson stopped again. Jordan Thompson hasn't scored for a long time. It was unstoppable for her first 9 points. But again, they're just figuring stuff out to Argentina as we go as well. They really stack around on the angle for Thompson. They don't take much of the line, because everything goes that way from the opposite. Rushko goes that way too, but through Hayley Washington. On the outer system, pushed very deep. Robinson dynamic in her approach. Goes out the back. We could be here. Argentina could be making their way back in to this game. It would be a thriller, wouldn't it? Really well held. Megan Courtney shows us all how to pass. The long touch of the platform. She holds it there almost for hours after passing, relaxed and long and slow. Larsson just tips the ball over the top. Slightly on the way down, but she sold the hard hit for a while as well. Washington back in the game. Massive character of the game. Another leader on court, which is something the USA really do want from every single player, to be a leader. Good passing. Front court receiver served again, but they do run the middle. And that's really good from Argentina to create an angle to position 2 so they can run the middle again. When they pass straight, that's when they come unstuck. That's how USA are trying to make them play. to try and limit their hitting options. Again, Courtney trying good rhythm. Collini! The pass is into position 3, so the middle blocker has to take multiple steps towards that area to track the ball, just for Carlini to flip it back where it came from. And that's why Lezcano is nowhere near that. Technical timeout. Argentina had a good start, but the wheels are starting to slowly come away here. Good from the USA though, very, very good. Passing from the libero on point. Carlini is starting to really run the game for the USA as well. Well, the pool winners, Serbia and Poland, they're going now. China have one in Ningbo. This is really open, but if the USA win here, Pool C is finalised. And then Brazil, Russia, Netherlands or Italy are also playing at this time. Big teams. Some groups have multiple teams deserving a place at the Olympic Games. They really do. Netherlands and Italy both made the semi-finals of the World Championships last year in Japan, and they're both fighting it out at the moment for a place. Thompson has scored again, back to 10 points. Robinson still the top scorer of this one with 11. Drea Drew's on the side there. It'll be interesting to see if she comes on to play this evening, but with Thompson in this sort of form, you think that Karchkrai would take no chances of changing it. Service ace. Rizzo compromised. Another timeout. The USA look as if they're going to Tokyo. Netherlands and Italy tied at 16 all at the moment. Robinson's former teammate, very good friend, Lonika Slocez, playing opposite for the Netherlands. Ace from Kelsey Robinson. This is it, surely. The USA marching now. Service pressure, passing so well as well. Blocks in abundance. Argentina, well, they have it all to do and a little bit more as well. Quick plays, block in or out, certainly in Carlini's face. Tells everyone in the arena and at home that that ball is in. Washington getting across. That last movement is inside to try and create an angle into the center of court. Quick plays for Argentina. Thompson this time off the block. Faster plays, good width, drifting blocks. Valentina Galliano on to set for Argentina. Out of system plays, 2 blockers. Larson has made 5 or 6 touches, just showing how good she is at getting back and staying disciplined when she's not blocking. There's always a job to do for Jordan Larson. Nizitic needing some real firepower. All she finds is the perfectly formed platform of Megan Courtney. Excellent work from Argentina. Gonzalez trying to keep the motor running here for Argentina. Pancake defense from Gonzalez. The rest calmly done from the back courts. There's a titch. Courtney is passing so well here. Argentina have to think about where they're aiming their serves because, well, if they don't go to Courtney, they have to go to Larson or to Robinson. And all three of them is why for the USA going towards Tokyo 2020. Larson, Robinson, Courtney, if they're passing well with a Thompson or a Drews opposite, they really are well balanced. Washington just works one from 5 to 5. Doesn't work the second time of asking. Washington makes her way off, replaced by the libero. Larson served inside, out of system, dragged back again. It's something that we're seeing, a pattern of play, that when that ball goes straight, Culling is looking for that pipe attack. It's a rare passing error in this, the third set for the USA. Again, holding the platform, this time from Robinson, something for all youngsters, just to look at how long the platform is held for. Larson again with good vision, good awareness, goes through the seam. Second technical. The USA, who have never won Olympic gold, are looking to go where no team has ever gone before from their country in Tokyo next year. Three of the remainers. Robinson in your picture now, Kimberly Hill and Jordan Larson. For Larson, she has a silver and a bronze. But for one of the best players that's ever played the game for the USA, she will want that gold to go with it. Teams in their way, China, Xu Ting, incredible player. Serbia as well, Boskovic, Mihailovic, Ognjenovic, Milena Rasic as well, the best middle in the world for many people. Jordan Thompson growing again, game by game, point by point. 9, now the difference. Argentina passing from the sideline into position 3. Finally, it goes USA's way. Argentina have come out here and they have battled from set 1. The USA have learned their lessons from yesterday as well. That's for sure. Robinson with 13 points, Thompson with 12, Larson as well. Washington now with 9. Top 4 scorers of this match, all from the USA. Freshko, top scorer, scored freely in the opening set, but since then has been silenced by an impressive USA performance. And well, if this game is won by the USA, it means that Bulgaria, Kazakhstan coming up after this. It's a bit of a dead rubber. Good timeout from Argentina, just disrupting the rhythm of Carlini. Cracking no smiles yet is Kachkarai, taking nothing for granted. Torremeyer comes back into serve, probably Argentina's best server throughout this competition. 4 aces yesterday. She served really nicely today as well. Megan Courtney has passed sublimely well. USA have maybe just drifted off to sleep a little bit. But just let their level go slightly. Once again, perfect from Courtney. The outside, Lizitich sitting really up at position 6. Courtney hammered the second time, passing well, but that ball just gets caught very high on her. Very, very high. Good run this from Victoria May. We spoke about how her serving is instrumental for Argentina. Time, Freshko goes long, just caught underneath the ball slightly. 5 will do it for the USA. The crowd have got exactly what they've wanted. Jordan Larson, who will be playing in Shanghai for that shorter season. Less games also in the Chinese League next year. Preparing for the Olympics. Larson sees that one. Carlini's out of the game by playing the first touch. Carlini trying to bring a bit of calmness here before whipping it to Robinson. No touch in the block this time. One back for Argentina. Tuna back in to try and serve. She has to rip a few here. If Argentina were to come back, they would still rely on Kazakhstan doing them huge favor against Bulgaria. Bulgaria almost knew that last night was their chance to upset the USA and qualify for the games. It's going to be the USA with their name on the list of Olympic qualifiers alongside China and Japan. And after today, a few more. Square back to 1, good swing, working away from the body. Body line's facing more towards position 5, key swing. Another moment of glory, a moment to remember. Herrera serving. Back to position 1, Courtney again with the long platform, no middle really because Carlini's not round the ball, but Thompson is there to deliver another one. 3 more for the USA now. That serve down the line to position 5 has been a threat to every team they've played this weekend. Jordan Thompson has been a threat to every team she's played. this week as well. Now just two needed. Nizitic compromised again out of system. 2 up in the block pressing, but the ball's still kept alive. This time, no block. The United States have match point and Olympic qualification point as well. They have 11 of them, and it's fitting that Jordan Thompson serves the first match ball. Scooped over, no, into the net. The USA will be going to Tokyo 2020. 3 wins from 3 this weekend. They haven't had it all their own way. Tested and challenged by Bulgaria in that 3-2 victory yesterday here in Louisiana. But for Karai, it's a proud moment. They're looking to improve on their bronze medal from 2016, their silver from 2012. The USA have never won an Olympic gold medal in women's volleyball, but they are balanced and physical, and they certainly are up there with the best teams in the world. The Volleyball Nations League champions last month backed up with a win here to qualify for Tokyo 2020. 25-22, 25-17, 25-13. Glorious moments and a quick chance to celebrate. Great scenes. Karai has done it all as a player. Fantastic record as a coach, but still celebrating, making Tokyo with his team. A true leader and a true inspiration to many who have followed the sport for a long time. The flag is flying high. Jordan Thompson, Lauren Carlini, Jordan Larson waving the flag. Stars and stripes will be flying high. The celebrations can begin here. Very much a team effort. Kelsey Robinson, the top scorer on day 1. 19 points, 13 yesterday and 13 today. Jordan Thompson, the top scorer with 16 points. Her first start this weekend, taking the place of Andrea Drews on the left of your screen, the MVP of the Volleyball Nations League. The USA are a team, and they're a squad with real depth as well. Well, the pool winners, Serbia, Poland, to be decided. They're playing right now. China, United States, Brazil, Russia, who had a humdinger against Korea, the Netherlands and Italy playing right now as well. The hosts, Japan, are obviously already there. Shelbar Chakli celebrating as well. Played on day 1, but court time was limited for her on 2 and 3. Some highlights that tell the story we already know the answer to. The USA will be going to the Olympic Games in Tokyo in July next year.